You may or may not know that I had some pretty major surgery just over a year ago. Now this wasn't a sudden thing. In fact, it was 7 years in the making. So you may ask, what was the surgery?
What was the surgery?
Well, it was jaw surgery. Up until last October, I had a very pronounced underbite that you can probably see in some of my older videos. You can see it very clearly here in a picture comparing me a day before my surgery to a year after my surgery. To be technical, I had a very marked lower angle class 3 malocclusion with anterior, posterior, and vertical maxillary deficiency. Did I manage to say any of those words right? My teeth used to be in some pretty bad shape. In fact, one of my party tricks was that I could fit a pound coin in between my front teeth. Yeah, that's right. These teeth. It might just have been me. But did anyone else want glasses and braces when they were a kid? No? Just me? Okay! So you can understand my excitement when I had my very first consultation with my orthodontist in 2012. These were the days before I'd actually even thought about university. So I didn't know where I was going to be to have this treatment done. And so I went on the waiting list in Aberdeen. Aberdeen was like, you know, my closest to where I lived. It wasn't until a year later in 2013 that I actually had my braces fitted. And let me tell you, that was weird. Suddenly I had this second row of teeth that meant I couldn't eat apples. And in fact, I still struggle to this day eating apples without a knife because I spent 6 years using a knife to eat apples. Over the next few years, my teeth were slowly moved into their correct places, and I had some pretty painful appointments, which I kept a note of in this little diary. Some highlights include... This was when I had to have root canal treatment. Happy time. This was when my orthodontist actually retired. Yeah, that's right, I got through 2 orthodontists in my time, okay? This is when my appointments became every 6 weeks. Oh, and that takes me up to the operation. Quick warning, I'm going to talk briefly about what my surgery actually entailed, so if you're a little bit squeamish and don't want to go into the details, please skip to this time code here. So get your popcorn, horror fans. They had to break both my jaws. The bottom jaw, they moved backwards, so that actually meant removing bone from here and here. And the top jaw included taking it down and forward. So my bite went from that to that. And during the surgery, they did put a screw in my forehead to keep everything nice and symmetrical. So I clearly remember the morning of my surgery, but after I went under, I remember things considerably less clear. In fact, I don't even remember a lot of stuff I wrote down in here. On the lead up to my operation, the thing I think I was most worried about was actually going under, because it's just an experience I've never had before. Yeah, I was definitely more anxious about that than the actual surgery, because when the surgery was taking place, I was out of it, you know, I could just chill out and let the professionals deal with it. They described it to me as switching on and off my consciousness, and that is definitely what it felt like. One moment, I was laying in the room next to the operating theatre talking to the nurses, and then suddenly I was in this recovery room. The weirdest thing upon waking up was moving my tongue around my mouth, because this wasn't my mouth. It felt completely alien. I slowly moved my tongue forward, reaching for what felt like eternity to touch my upper jaw. And my lower jaw was so much further back, it was surreal. After my surgery, I was plugged into an IV drip because obviously swollen face. And that night, I didn't get a lot of sleep. I was woken every hour or so to have my blood pressure taken and a little torch shone in my eyes to make sure I was still sane. So the following morning, my IV drip was removed and I had to actually start eating and drinking again. That was difficult. Almost all of my face was completely numb. And there was a lot of swelling, as you can see from this chipmunk picture here. I was released from the hospital 2 days after my surgery and I headed home to recover with my parents. My face slowly started getting sensation back and the swelling decreased eventually, but I still do suffer from some numb patches, especially here. And apparently that's probably not going to come back. But the only thing it really affects is drinking tea, and it's not like I drink a lot of tea. And when January came around, it was time to remove my braces. Oh yeah! Actually, it sucked. It pretty much felt like they were snapping the brace off my teeth one at a time. 28 times. But that was a weird feeling. I'd had this extra pair of teeth for years. And suddenly there was like just half my teeth missing. And then I had molds taken to make my retainers. And so I wear these every night. It's really weird seeing like my teeth outside my mouth. I'm guessing this is what it feels like to have dentures. And so here we are, over a year since my surgery, and sometimes I forget it even happened. It's so crazy how much it's helped me though. I'm gonna show this picture again of the before and after because it's like a completely different face. I'm so thankful for the team that helped me through this and the incredible work they did. The NHS is incredible, like so amazing. How lucky are we? So how can we say thank you to them? Well, the most important thing we can do is not miss appointments. And yes, I know we're all guilty of this from time to time. Can you believe we cost the health service £1 billion in missed appointments in 2016 to 17? That is just... I'll tell you what, if you try not to miss appointments, I'll try not to miss appointments, and the NHS will be around forever. Thank you, NHS. We love you.